Audio Jungle.
Good afternoon, everyone. You're watching the News Monkeys, Back in Blood.
We are in a crisis right now. Tensions rise in Asia as communism spreads.
Before we go into what's going on currently, let's look at the state of Korea post-World War II.
After World War II, Japan's rule in Korea ended.
Japan ruled over Korea in a really brutal manner. They raped, killed, and tortured many Koreans.
After Japan's rule, Korea was separated in half at the 30th parallel. The northern side was in favor of communism and was under the dictatorship of Kim Il-sung.
The southern side was also a dictatorship led by Syngman Rhee. South Korea had the favor of the UN and the US, while North Korea was favored by the USSR and China.
Both dictators wanted to reunite Korea.
During a brief moment of peace in 1949, the US pulled troops from South Korea.
The USSR made North Korea communist and wanted to control South Korea as well.
The US wanted to keep communism limited only in North Korea.
This clash of ideas is what made tensions rise in Korea.
Both dictators wanted to reunite Korea, as mentioned before, but had different views on how to do that. This resulted in, rise of tensions and etc.
North Korea wanted to reunite the Koreas and through communism, and the South was against the communism.
We'll talk about the North Korean invasion past the 30th parallel after a short break.
I need you to answer this question, Lucian. Everybody's saying no. I need you to answer it. Alright, back to the interview. This is some random guy I found. Was pretty Albanian. And as you can tell, he knows probably a lot about the Korean War, about the Koreans. So we're gonna ask him a few questions. Alright, so first question. If you saw something with the Labour Party, like something called the Labour Party, would you join it? Too much. So that's like the Communist Party. So clearly he knows this stuff. So the Communist Party, obviously we will not want to join. It's the North Korean Labour Party. That is the party that manipulated others in North Korea, partnering with the USSR and China. Why do you believe that the Soviets are in North Korea and trying to expand?
Well, you see, they have the ideology of communism, and their goal is to spread their ideology across the world.
Well, like positionally, why are they there?
Positionally, well, that's because they're right next to each other geographically.
Yeah, and they also have borders, bases, and other things like that for their army to be placed in there. Final question. This is the dictator, Kim Il-sung. What are your feelings on him?
Well, just from looking at him, he looks like a pretty good-looking dictator.
Oh my God!
This man is a communist.
This is Suhail Nathan, and you're watching the News Monkeys, Back in Blood.
Welcome back, everyone. Let's get into the North Korean invasion into South Korea.
On June 25th, 1950, the North Korean army of 2 million marched past the 38th parallel.
A few months later, after a long series of attacking and retreating, the North Korean army cornered South Korea around the port of Busan.
Now, let's look at some live footage of the war.
It's just a visual representation.
Here, we'll be showing a reenactment of what's happening between these two countries right now in this clip. This right here is the 38th parallel. As you can see, it's very rough. It's very brutal right now. I hate to be here. I hate to be living in this area.
He's stuck in Busan, bro. Take South Korea over. Ain't no one, no communists, ain't no one. US want smoke? Nah. We got them all over. 98% of South Korea, bro. They all gone.
Welcome back from this reenactment. I hope this explains more about what's going on between these countries. Now let's go back into the juicy information we were talking about.
Wow, that was interesting. President Truman and the United Nations Council has an important decision to make here. Does the United States enter the Korean War or stay out of it?
That's all from us, the News Monkeys. Have a great rest of your day.
News Monkeys out!
Let's go to bust on one for doing. Aye. We're finding if people know where Korea is. Aye. Featured Davey. Well, actually, Trey probably knows where Korea is.
Come on, man. It's
Wait,
Asia.
South Korea or North Korea?
Both. Doesn't matter.
North Korea, South Korea?
Yeah.
S.
Oh, no, wait, you're wrong. What are you pointing at? So he went over here. That is probably in the Middle East
where's
somewhere.
Korea?
That
Where's
is
Korea?
not even Asia. It is over here. It's over there.
Yeah.
Isaac got it correct. You cannot. That's a disappointment. Absolutely just disappointment.
I'll give you a hint. It is in the country of Asia somewhere here.
Asia's a country?
Here. On this map. Point out where Korea is. Please, Freedom. Scroll. You can scroll in. What are you trying to do? Point out where Korea is. Oh, no. That's Japan, bro. Oh.
Stop staring at me. Stop. Just